يلا يا شباب. جون 21 paper 3 variant 3. ماشي. هنا I have a speed time graph. صح؟ I have a speed time graph traveling along a road. Determine the distance traveled by the car between 30 and 60. Between 30 and 60, whenever he says distance. Hmm. Whenever he says distance in a speed time graph, what should I say? I have to say area under the graph. صح؟ شباب, you cannot say that distance equals speed times time. Okay? Never say that. Whenever you have a speed time graph, you have to write what? You have to write distance equals area under the graph. Oh, area under the graph. هنا الarea under the graph between 30 and 60. يلا, that's very easy. Between 30 and 60 هنا, this is a rectangle. صح? 30 هنا. اهو 30 هنا. Okay, and 60 هنا. This is a rectangle. يلا, length times width. صح? Length times width. The length هنا is 30 and the width is 16. يلا. Hmm. Length times width يعني 30 times 16. Okay, برافو. طبعا rectangle في length times width 30 times 16 is what يا شباب is 480 I guess. صح؟ 480. Please, if I make any mistakes while calculating, please tell me على طول. Next question. The distance traveled by the car between 60 and 110 is 460 meters. Calculate the average speed of the car between 60 and 110 seconds. Average speed equals what? Average speed equals total distance over total time. صح? Average speed equals what? Total distance over total time taken. صح? The total distance in this time interval was what? Was 460. 460. That's easy. طيب, the total time is 110. صح؟ لا. No, it's not 110. What's the total time taken in this time? Literally, interval was is what? This time between 110 and 60. So basically, 110 minus 60 is 50. صح? Yes, bravo. يلا, 460 divided by 50 is 9.2, I guess. صح? 9.2 meters per second. Four very easy marks. صح؟ Four يعني really really easy marks. طيب, describe the motion of the car between 30 and 60. طب بص كده على motion of the car between 30 and 60. ايه ده? The car is not moving. لا, it is moving. Why? This is a speed time graph. It is moving. صح? With with a constant speed. يبقى moving at constant constant speed. Okay. طب constant speed, zero acceleration, speed equals 16 meters per second in this question. صح? You can write يعني 16 meters per second. You can write constant speed. ها. You have a question? Hmm.
يعني بص، في السؤال اللي فات بتاع الافريج سبيد، هو احنا المفروض نكتب الرول نفسه من غير
Yes.
الارقام كمان عشان ناخد درجات.
Yes. You have to write down the
يعني لما
equation. You have to write down the numbers. You have to write down everything.
يعني لو ما كتبهوش ننقص درجات.
بص, probably مش هتنقص يعني, probably you will not lose marks if you don't write down the equation, but it's preferable to write down the equation. Why? Because if you have a final answer, the final answer is wrong, and I will give you a mark for the equation. Okay? If you have the final answer wrong, for example, for whatever reason, يعني ايه, it's not 50. Okay? I can give you 3 out of 4 in this question if you write down the equation, if you substitute with the correct numbers. That's why I tell you, write down the equation, substitute with the numbers, and then calculate. Okay?
بس تمام.
Okay. يلا. Next question. Describe the motion of the car between 60 and 80. يلا, 60 and 80 above is what? What's happening between 60 and 80? It's decreasing. Mister, I write down decreasing. لا, decreasing alone is wrong. Okay, decreasing alone is wrong. You can write down decelerating. That would be okay. Okay, what does decelerating mean? Means that it's slowing down. You can write down decelerating, correct, or that the car is what is slowing down. Yeah, decelerating, or you can write down a slowing down. ماشي. أو speed is decreasing whatever. Okay, speed is, yes, decreasing speed is correct برضه. Decreasing speed is correct. Yes. Yeah. Moving on to the next question. A scientist has a measuring cylinder, a beaker of seawater, and an electronic balance. Describe an experiment. To what? To determine the density of the seawater. Include any equations in your answer. How can I find the density of the seawater? We know that the density equals constant deceleration, correct? Constant deceleration is correct in the previous question. Yes, if you write down constant deceleration, it would be correct. ماشي. يلا. This question, how can I find the density of the water? 5 marks. It's a lot. It is a lot. 5 marks for one question. It is a lot. How can I find the density of the seawater? Include any equations هنا. I don't have to draw. If you want to draw, you can draw, but then you don't need to draw. What should I do? First of all, يا شباب, أول حاجة, first thing I have to find, I have to find the volume of the water. Yes, I can find the volume of the water. Yes, true. But before that, I need to say that I need to find the mass of the empty cylinder. Okay? يبقى using the balance, I will measure, okay, the mass of the empty cylinder. Empty cylinder. Okay, cylinder. And I will name it M1. This is the mass of the empty cylinder. خلي بالكم يا شباب, this question I'm finding density of water or of a liquid, فأنا I can't find the mass of the liquid alone. I will have to find the mass of the liquid with the cylinder. That's why this is a problem for me, that I have to first of all find the mass of the empty cylinder, then add water, add water to the cylinder and measure the mass, okay, and measure the mass of the water and the cylinder, of the water, يلا, and the cylinder, and measure both of them together. When I will name it M2. How can I find the mass of the water alone? Very simply, M2 minus M1. يلا measure أو calculate بقى whatever. Calculate the mass of the water alone. M equals M2 minus M1. Then I need to find the volume. Take the reading of the volume, V, from the measuring cylinder. Now take the reading of the volume, V, from the cylinder, from the measuring cylinder. صح؟ from the measuring cylinder. بعدين calculate, يلا calculate the density. يلا we know calculate the density. D equals ايه بقى؟ very simply, very easy. D equals M over V. ايه ده؟ It's very long. عادي. It's okay. It's okay يا شباب. These are the type of questions that are in variant 3. Okay, these are the type of questions in variant 3. Variant 3, we will always find questions that are very long, that need a lot of writing. In variant 3, variant 1 is very easy. It didn't require a lot of writing. Variant 2 is a bit harder. Variant 3 بقى, it's not hard, okay, but it's long. It's long. It requires a lot of um writing. طيب قول لي ايه سؤالك؟ هم، هم.
ما عنديش نسيت انزل ايدي.
طيب اوكي. ايه سؤالك؟
مثلا هو الدينستي بتتكتب في المارك سكيم بحرف
رو
البي كده.
رو
ايوه، ايه
يس.
ده؟
Rho
ايوه.
هو density. It's a Greek letter. Okay, you don't have to write it as rho. You can write it as
طب انا
D.
لو كتبت دي
صح.
عادي؟
Correct. You can write it down D. It will be correct. صح. ماشي. ماشي. دلوقتي I have a plank of wood that floats in the sea. Explain why the wood floats. We know it. صح. Why does the wood float in the sea? Because the wood has it is less dense than the water. Because it has a density which is less than the water. Whatever بقى you want to write. Okay. Wood is less dense than the water بس. That's it. Okay. ماشي. Wood is less dense than the water بس. حلوة. Very simple. يلا moving on to the next question. Calculate the girl's moment about the pivot. How can I calculate the moment? Moment equals, يلا, we all know it. Moment equals force times perpendicular distance. What is the force? هتقولي force is 240 newtons times the distance 1.9. صح؟ يلا تعالوا نكالكوليت force times perpendicular distance. 240 times 1.9 would be 456 156 Newton dot meter. خلاص, very easy. Three very easy marks. Now the seesaw is balanced. Calculate the weight of the brother. How can I calculate the weight of the brother? Hmm. How can I calculate the weight? ايه سؤالك؟ يلا, ايه الكويستشن؟
مستر احنا جبنا 1.9 دي منين؟
اهي distance between the girl and the pivot. Yeah, distance between the girl and the pivot. Calculate the weight of the brother هنا. If it's balanced horizontally, احنا we would say ايه? Clockwise equals anti-clockwise. يلا, clockwise moment. يلا, clockwise moment equals ايه ها? Equals anti-clockwise moment. طيب, is the brother or the girl clockwise? Which of them is the clockwise moment? Which of them? هو clockwise كان بيمشي ازاي؟ the clock moves this in this direction, صح؟ يبقى the boy or the brother, he's exerting a clockwise moment, صح؟ Yes, بالظبط. The W is exerting a clockwise moment. The girl is exerting an anti-clockwise moment. يبقى البوي clockwise W times force times distance. W times 1.2. W times 1.2 equals girl, which is already known. We already calculated the girl. صح? We already calculated the girl, which is around 460. طب يا مستر, should I write down 460 or should I write down 456? Honestly, it wouldn't matter. Okay? Honestly, it would not matter. Okay? It wouldn't give a huge difference. They are almost the same difference. Okay? يبقى again, لا, cross multiplication, لا, no, never use cross multiplication. هنا it is not directly proportional. لا, you cannot use cross multiplication. هنا we must write down the equation. You have to write down you have to write down the equation كده. Force times distance equals force times distance. بالظبط. يبقى W times 1.2 equals 460. If you use 456, it would be correct. It would be also a correct. يلا, 460 divided by 1.2, that would be كام? 380, I guess. Okay. يبقى 380, and he already gave me the unit, Newton. خلاص. Okay. خلاص, that's it. طيب. أو 383, again, they're both the same if you use 456. Calculate the mass of the girl. The weight of the girl is 240 newtons. The mass of the girl, how can 4 marks? 4 very easy mark. Extremely easy marks. يلا. Weight equals mg. صح. So mass equals weight over g. Weight 240 divided by g 9.8. Mr. Marking Scheme, it wrote it down as 10. Should I write it down as 10? لا, we need to يعني ايه use 9.8. خلاص, need to use 9.8. يبقى 240 divided by 9.8 is what is 24.5 تقريبا. Okay, 24.5. What's the unit? If you write down grams, is wrong. It has to be in kilograms. It must be in kilograms. 24.5 kilograms. ماشي. Very easy. Very easy. يلا. we took 10 marks. 10 very easy marks. يلا. A power station burns fossil fuel to produce electrical energy. State the form of the energy stored in the fuel. we know the stored in the fuel. Fuel energy stored, it has to be chemical. Yes, برافو عليكم. Okay. Chemical energy. Some energy, some of this energy stored in the fuel is not converted to electrical energy. Some of it is not converted into electron. How energy is wasted in the generator? How is the energy wasted? It's a very common question. صح? It's a very, very common question. Most of the energy, okay, in any back conversion, any conversion, most of the energy is usually wasted as friction and heat. Okay, most of the energy is usually wasted as what's the as thermal, which is heat, and friction. بس يا شباب, if you write down thermal and heat, that's wrong. Okay, if you write down thermal and heat, لا, that's wrong. But usually it is wasted as thermal, okay, which is heat, and friction. Due to friction, it produces thermal energy, whatever. تمام. ماشي. على فكرة, someone else could say that some of the energy is wasted as sound energy due to the vibration of the generator. It could be correct, على فكرة. It could be correct. Okay. فيعني I'm just writing down the obvious. I'm just stating down, just stating the obvious. ماشي. Solar panels. احنا we know the solar panels. State two advantages and two disadvantages of using solar panels rather than using what? Rather than using fossil fuels. ماشي. Two advantages. يعني advantages very easy بقى. One very very common advantage is what? Is that it is renewable. صح? It is renewable. Okay. One other advantage is that it doesn't produce any carbon dioxide pollution. Okay. No carbon dioxide or air pollution. Very يعني state the simplest advantages you can think of. What are two بقى disadvantages of solar panels? Two disadvantages of solar panels. Um, eco-friendly. لا في الادفانتجز eco-friendly. بصوا eco-friendly برضو again it's a very vague word. Okay, eco-friendly is a very vague word. ف eco-friendly يعني preferably ان احنا we could write down preferably احنا we can write down that it doesn't produce any carbon dioxide emissions. It does not contribute to global warming. It does not contribute to acid rain. الحاجات دي كلها. Okay, طيب what about ال disadvantages? I can write down مثلا someone said unreliable. Yes, it is unreliable. Okay, disadvantages it is unreliable. What else انتوا قلتوا ايه? What did you say? هي expensive. Yes, it is expensive. بس again, it's not the best answer. It is expensive, but it's not the best answer. طيب مين تاني؟ انت كان عندك سؤال, قول لي.
ما ينفعش نقول low running cost.
low running costs. بص, هو low running costs it's not bad برضو, بس يعني kind of الفossil fuels it's quite cheap برضو. اوكي, low running costs شوية برضو. اوكي, مين تاني عنده سؤال؟ اوكي, طيب يبقى هنا I write down unreliable, و هقول لكم على واحدة حلوة جدا جدا جدا, a very يعني nice one, ان it needs a lot of space. احنا we always forget this part على فكرة, that it requires a huge amount of space. Okay, needs a lot of space. Okay, and it is a unreliable. Less energy produced could be correct على فكرة. Less energy produced per unit. Okay, it could be correct. بس خلاص يعني that's why I wrote down that it needs a lot of space. Okay, good. I like your answers يا شباب. Very good. Very very good. Yeah. Moving on to the next question. Yeah. هنا explain why the car sinks in the soft ground but the tractor does not sink. This is a very common question. It's a very very common question. Pressure, صح? Why does the car sink but the tractor does not sink? نقول له والله the tractor, area of the tires of the tractor are ايه؟ بالظبط is much larger, صح? It's much bigger. يبقى when the area هنقول له ان التراكتور has a large area of the tires. طيب when the large area increases, what happens? So the pressure decreases. Pressure decreases since they are pressure decreases since they are inversely proportional. هنقول له والله due to the equation هو pressure equals force over area. يلا كده I took 3 very simple marks. Pressure equals you have to write down the equation. You have to write down the equation. You have to say that the pressure decreases. Why does the pressure increases? As the area increases. Okay, as the area increases. طيب. Again, the car driver measures the pressure of the air when the air is cool. Of the tire, sorry, when the air is cool. The sun heats the air inside the tire. The driver measures the pressure of the air when the air is warm. The pressure is greater. He finds that the pressure when the tire is warm is greater. Explain the increase in the pressure. Why is it greater? Why does the pressure increase? We need to state 3 points. Okay, yes, they do gain kinetic energy. Particles, air molecules, yes, gain kinetic energy. Type when they gain kinetic energy, they move faster. Yes, they move faster, and they hit the walls. Oh, hit the walls harder. صح? Again, when they gain kinetic energy, they move faster and they hit the walls. شباب, you have هنا in this question, you have to say that they are hitting the walls harder. Never say that they hit each other. Okay, never say that the molecules collide with each other. That's wrong. Okay, so they gain kinetic energy, they move faster, they hit the walls harder or more frequently. More frequently isn't the best one هنا. Okay, more frequently isn't the best one, but it's okay. Okay, they hit the walls more frequently. Okay, and I'll write it down عشان يعني. Okay, more move faster, hit the walls harder. Okay, and more frequently. Okay, thus إيه بقى? thus increasing thus increasing the pressure. ماشي، حلوة. يلا خلاص، هو it's systematic. It's a systematic answer in this question. Yeah, 3 rods are identical in size, shape, but each rod is made of a different material. On one end of each rod is a pin held in place by wax. حلو كده. The rods are placed on a block of wood and heated equally. كلهم they are heated equally by a Bunsen burner. State the process of thermal energy through the rods. Bravo. Through the rods is conduction. Yes. Through the rods is conduction. Explain how the arrangement can show which rod transfers thermal energy the most quickly. Arrangement, okay, above. How does this show that which rod will transfer more energy or the most energy? And all very simply, the pin that falls the first, okay, the pin that falls first will be or would have been attached to the best conductor. صح. Again, the pin that falls the first, the pin that falls first, okay, was attached, no, is attached to the best conductor, okay, of heat. وطبعا you can say that the pin that was or the pin that falls last was attached to the worst conductor of heat. بس صح كده؟ ماشي. State the process by which infrared waves transfer thermal energy. Yes, برافو عليكم. احنا whenever we say infrared, whenever we said ايه يا شباب؟ infrared، لازم نقول ايه infrared؟ يبقى infrared radiation. صح؟ دايما اقول لكم you have to say infrared radiation. يبقى infrared، يبقى definitely it is a infrared radiation. جميل. State the process of thermal energy transfer which does not require a medium. أنهي واحدة فيهم does not require a medium؟ إيه ده؟ Conduction requires. Convection requires. يبقى the only one that does not require a medium is what is the برضو infrared radiation. Yes, برافو عليكم. إيه ده؟ I write it down again. Yes, in أنا كتبت غلط. Okay, أنا I write it down 2 times. يلا. Infrared radiation. Okay, يلا moving on to the next question. This shiny foil on the wall increases the efficiency of the heater. شايفين shiny foil? Hmm. Increases the efficiency of the heater. Explain how the shiny foil increases the efficiency of the heater. This is a very good question على فكرة. This is it's a very good question. هنا to the room مش هو إيه اللي to the room مش anyway doesn't matter. Okay, هنا I have a shiny foil being it was behind the heater. How does this increase the efficiency of the heater? ماشي, into you're saying worst emitter of infrared radiation reflects any thermal energy trying to escape the room, worst infrared absorber. Okay, and I like your answers على فكرة. Your answers are quite good. This foil, yes, it is it is يا شباب the worst absorber. And it does reflect. برافو عليكم. I like موضوع reflects دي. It does يا شباب reflect. لا, I can't say that it increases the efficiency. It does not increase the efficiency. He's asking how is it more efficient? How does it make it more efficient? Okay. فأنا I will say yes that it does reflect most of the energy back into the room. Yes. يبقى it reflects أهو most of the energy. يلا, most of the energy back يلا back into the room. Okay. حلو. يلا, moving on to the next question. Okay. بصوا هنا يا شباب in this يعني in the previous question just to note in the previous question هنا it would be better to say reflecting, not that it's a worst absorber or that's the best emitter أو الحاجات دي. لا, it's the best يعني هنا it's the best answer to say that it reflects most of the energy. Why? Because هنا يعني it's for example, okay, a lot of the heat would be absorbed by the wall. So whenever I put this shiny foil on the wall, what will happen? It will reflect most of the heat being emitted. It will reflect most of the heat that should have been absorbed by the wall. لا, it will reflect it back into the room, okay, so that the room will become heated up quite easy. Okay. ماشي. The question is about electromagnetic spectrum. ماشي. This is a very easy question بقى. This should be one of the easiest questions يعني in the exam. State the name of the region which has okay, longer wavelengths than visible light. يلا احنا we know ايه رامي looks great صح. يبقى I can say whatever بقى longer radio micro infrared. يبقى if you say micro waves, okay, if you say radio waves, if you say infrared radiation. State the name of the region which has shorter wavelengths than visible light. يبقى whatever بقى ultraviolet, X-rays or gamma rays. يلا, gamma rays. Okay, it's a very good practice to write them as I've written them كده. Okay, it's a very good practice to just write it down. Rami looks great. RMILUXG. Okay. Electromagnetic waves are traveling through a vacuum indicate the property that is always the same. Do they all have the same frequency? لا. Do they all have the same amplitude? لا. يبقى they all have the same ايه طبعا speed. Yes, برافو عليكم. Okay, برافو عليكم. Indicate the correct statement about the nature of electromagnetic waves. They are all transverse. Yes. Longitudinal? لا. Some وsome لا طبعا. ده very wrong. يعني they are all yes transverse. ماشي. يلا again. Indicate the correct statement about electromagnetic waves. They transfer energy from one place to another. Atoms, molecules. لا يا شباب, احنا we always say ايه طبعا ان they only transfer energy. They never transfer atoms. They never transfer particles or molecules. They only transfer ايه energy. Okay, this is the definition of the wave. يعني what is a wave? It transfers energy without transferring molecules. Okay. يلا. Electromagnetic wave used in the remote controller is yes, برافو عليكم. Infrared. Yes. الهوسبيتال broken bones طبعا احنا we know that the broken bones are yes are X-rays. صح, برافو عليكم. برافو عليكم. يلا. يلا another easy question. Another easy question. State which angle is the angle of incidence. Which angle is the angle of incidence. طبعا يعني I don't want anyone ever to say this one. غلط. It's wrong. B is wrong. It has to be C. Yes, برافو عليكم. It has to be C. طبعا the labeled line X, this is ايه? This is the normal طبعا. صح. labeled line is the normal أو normal line. The mirror reflects the ray of light. Draw the reflected ray. Draw the reflected ray. يبقى how will I draw this reflected ray? يلا, using the protractor. Okay. Using the protractor احنا we need to measure this angle C. Okay. This is a large angle. I guess this was 60 something or maybe 70. Okay. I think it's about 60 something. Okay. So when we measure this angle احنا we need to measure the angle on the other side and make sure it's the same angle. Okay. It's around 65 فعلا. Yes. Okay. Draw it on the other side. Okay. كده. This is the reflected angle. يبقى angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection, which is the law of reflection. It is the only law of reflection احنا we have. Okay. طيب. يلا. Moving on to next question. Here I have another ray of light entering a semicircular glass block at an angle of 60. Okay. يعني initially the angle was 42 and it moved this way. صح. Initially the angle was 42 and moved this way. طب another one moves at an angle of 60 degrees. What will happen? What will happen? What is this 42? What happened in this initial one? Initially, when it was 42, it moved along the surface. صح? Initially, when it was 42, it moved along the surface. When it moves along the surface, this angle is called what? It's called the critical. صح? It's called the critical angle. صح? طيب, what happens بقى when the angle increases above? Yes, when it increases above the critical angle. هتقولوا لي yes, when it increases total. احنا we must memorize it. Total what? Total internal reflection. يلا, total internal what do I mean by total internal reflection? It will reflect back with the same angle. يبقى احنا we need to measure angle 60. It will reflect back with the same angle كده, and this angle will be 60. طبعا you need to measure it using the protractor and draw it using a ruler. Okay, it has to be very accurate. طيب, I shows another ray. Okay, with an angle of 20. Angle of 20 is much less than the critical angle. It's much less than the critical angle. When it's much less than the critical angle, what does it do? هو can't totally internally reflect in this question. Can't يعني total internal reflection in this question? لا, ما ينفعش. It can never totally internally reflect in this question. Why? Because the angle is less than the critical angle. The definition, شباب, the definition of the total internal reflection is that it happens when does it happen? When the angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle. Now the angle of incidence is much less than the critical angle, so to refract and away from the normal. يعني must be يعني a bit greater than 20. Okay, this angle has to be it has to be greater than 20. I can zoom in شوية. Okay, أنا مش عارف ليه فتحت دي. Okay, I can zoom in شوية كده. Okay, and draw it again. It has to refract away from the normal كده, with an angle which is a bit greater than 20. ماشي. يلا. I have two balloons. Two balloons are close together, but not touching. Though the position of the balloons when they both have a positive charge, يعني both have a positive charge, what will happen? Will they attract ولا they will repel? طبعا they have to repel. They will move away from each other كده. بس that's it. This is positive and this is positive. خلاص. They are both positive. طيب conductor ولا insulator؟ ماشي that's easy يعني conductor ولا insulator. يعني he's giving me 2 marks يعني this whole page is easy. يلا rubber insulator. wood insulator. iron طبعا conductor definitely conductor. gold definitely a conductor. Okay. Gold is a metal يا شباب. Gold is a metal. So it is a conductor. Okay. It is a conductor. ماشي. يلا. An uncharged cloth rubs an uncharged plastic rod. They are both uncharged. The cloth becomes what? بص كده. The cloth becomes positively charged. خلاص احنا we know it. صح؟ How does the cloth become positively charged? يا مستر it will gain protons. لا it never gains protons. صح؟ It never gains. Oh, the only thing that changes, the only thing that moves are what? The electrons. يبقى the cloth when it becomes positively charged, what happens? It loses. What does it lose? It loses electrons. طب where do these electrons go? خلي بالكم. It loses electrons. Where do these electrons go? To the cloth loses electrons to the rod. Okay, so the rod becomes negatively charged. هو بس كده. That's it. That's it. That's it. يعني انتوا you don't need to do anything more. And the electrons, okay, move from the cloth to the rod. بس خلاص. Okay, that's it. اهو الcloth loses electrons. اهو على فكرة هو this is كده this is worth 3 marks. ليه؟ I said ان الالكترونز are the things that move. طيب ان الcloth loses, this is another mark. والcloth loses where? To the rod. These are 3 marks. كده these are 3 marks. يبقى cloth loses electrons to the rod is worth 3 marks. ماشي يلا. Next question. خلاص احنا we're almost done. اول واحدة دي ايه ده؟ انا I don't know. طب سيبوها. This is called ايه؟ This is called a ها عارفين دي ايه ولا did you forget؟ This is called a thermistor. Yes. Friction, should it be worth a mark? بص هو friction it could be worth a mark but not in this question. هقول لك ليه. Why is it not worth a mark in this question? Because هو already he said that they become charged. هو if he asks you how to charge them in this question, how to charge them, how to give a positive charge to the cloth, ساعتها you will say that you must use friction between the cloth and the rod. Okay, that would be worth 1 mark. Okay, but going back to this question, this is a thermistor, this is a galvanometer, the last one is a galvanometer. The first one, Shabab, is a heater. First one is a first one is a heater. Yes, برافو عليكم. برافو عليكم. Okay. ماشي. Good. حلو. This is a very easy question. A voltmeter is connected to the circuit. Voltmeter is connected to the circuit to measure what? The potential difference across the fixed resistor by drawing on figure 10.2 show the voltmeter. بصوا شباب I saw some very very يعني amazing answers for this question before. Some beautiful answers. Some people drew the voltmeter on the ammeter. Can I draw the voltmeter parallel to the ammeter? That's completely wrong. That's completely wrong. I have to يا شباب I have to draw the voltmeter parallel to the fixed resistor. طب what if I draw the voltmeter parallel to the battery? Would that be correct? لا. It has to be parallel to what? It has to be parallel to the fixed resistor. طب can I calculate the resistance? اوكي ايه الدلع ده؟ يعني 4 marks. حاضر 4 marks. R equals R equals V over I. ال V 11.5 over R over I 0.25. That would be كام؟ اوكي انا مش قادر احسب دلوقتي. That would be 46 I guess. صح 46 بالظبط. 46 and the unit is طبعا definitely ohms. Definitely the unit is ohms. ماشي 46 ohms. يلا يلا. Last question. الحمد لله. What are the number of protons? Number of protons هنا 7. Number of neutrons 13 minus 7. يلا 13 minus 7 is 6. Number of electrons in a neutral atom. Number of electrons is the same as the number of protons 7. يلا 3 very easy marks. Okay. هنا I have a sample of nitrogen 13. The counter shows the count rate per minute. Okay, 0 5 10 مش عارف ايه 300 212 150 156 75 53. Calculate the half-life of the nitrogen. Calculate the half. ايه ده? How can I find the half-life of the nitrogen? ايه ده? It's very hard. لا, it's not hard. What do I mean by half-life? What do I mean by half-life? يعني it's the time taken for the initial count rate to decrease by half. Okay, يعني I will divide by 2. Can I divide this by 2? Yes, I can divide by 2. It would be here. It would be 150. يلا يبقى 300 divided by 2 is what? Is 150. 150 is after how many minutes? It's after 10 minutes. It's after 10. ايه ده هو is it that simple? Yes, it is that simple. طب هقول لكم على حاجة. طب for example, if someone didn't start from the 300, if you started from the 212, 212 divided by 2 is what? Is 106. 106 is after how many minutes? It's after 10 minutes برضه. صح. طب if you started from the 150 divide by 2 75. If you started from 106 divide by 2 53. خلاص بقى كفاية يعني. That's enough. So that's proof that when you divide it by 2 that's it. That is the half-life. بس كده. Okay.